You spent a lot of time crafting a great chatbot. It's live on your WordPress site thanks to the Watson Conversation plugin. Amazing. But how do you know if people are actually using the chatbot and how they are using it? No worries. Watson Conversation has you covered. We can click on the Improve tab on the left of your workspace. And here we're greeted with a dashboard that gives us statistics about our chatbot usage. In this screen, we have the ability to specify a particular day by clicking on the calendar icon. By default, the day is today. If you wish to select more than one day, we can click on the word day and select a week, month, quarter, and even a year worth of data. We can click on refresh data to, you guessed it, refresh live data. The main chart will show you the number of conversations happening over time. If you're looking at the data for one day only, as you can see here, each data point will represent the hourly conversations taking place. If analyzing 1 week worth of data, then your x-axis unit will be days. Now, Florence isn't live on a public-facing site, so please forgive how bare this looks. Underneath the chart, we have the total number of conversations in the given period, the median conversation time, the maximum amount of conversations in the given unit, so per hour for daily reports and per day for weekly reports, for example. Finally, we have the top intents being used and the top entities. From the drop-downs near the top, we can also specify that we want to analyze only specific intents or entities. By clicking on the user conversations or view logs, we're sent to a page where we can see every input entered by every user of our chatbot, and which intents and entities were detected by Watson. Clicking on Open Conversation for a given input allows us to see the entire conversation with that user. This is a much more human-friendly way to understand how the conversation went down. We can also see how many back and forth between the user and chatbot took place, how long was the conversation, on what date and time it took place, and how many intents were detected. This information is gold, not just because it allows us to determine if our chatbot is actually being used by our visitors, but also because it enables us to build a better chatbot. In fact, we're able to see which business domain intents are most requested by our users, and perhaps spend more time augmenting and refining them. We could, for example, add some of the user questions as extra examples for a given intent. Perhaps more importantly, we can test all we want on our own, but nothing beats real user data. Having the ability to see the user's interactions with a chatbot allows us to spot situations which aren't handled properly and fix them. And if our users keep asking a certain question that is not handled by the chatbot at all, perhaps we need to add it to the chatbot scope by implementing a response, or at the very least better convey to the user what our chatbot capabilities are, if the question is genuinely out of scope. If you deploy your own chatbot, I highly encourage you to check out this section on Watson Conversation for insight on how your chatbot is doing. You might be pleasantly surprised to see that it can handle most of the user interactions successfully, and when not, you can improve it. Before concluding this module, I want to point out that at any time, you can check the status of the Watson Conversation service by visiting this status.ng.bluemix.net page. Note that the name of the service on this page is Conversation rather than Watson Conversation. The service is pretty solid, but should you have difficulties, it's worth first checking that the service is not experiencing issues.